Several countries have been connected to South Africa in terms of drug trafficking. Mexico, Colombia. There are thriving drug trafficking ties between South Africa and Brazil. Another major drug trafficking conduit from South Africa leads to Australia. Traffickers tend to prefer the port of Durban when it comes to South Africa.
I'm a journalist based in Cape Town, South Africa. I focus on mainly crime, corruption, politics and gangsterism, and I focus on this noxious network and try and unravel it.
We've seen several drug busts and several arrests happening over the past few weeks. On the 19th of July 2024, police raided a farm in KwaZulu-Natal, which is in Limpopo. They said on this farm they found a clandestine drug laboratory, chemicals, equipment, etc., and crystal meth with a total value of 2 billion rand. That's a lot. They arrested 5 suspects, and 3 of those suspects are from Mexico. So while we're not quite sure what that means yet, as this is a developing court case, it does imply that there are links to Mexico. And as we know, Mexico is a country that has I want to say, horrific drug trade, given the violence associated with it. A few weeks ago, we reported here at Daily Maverick that the former president of Honduras, Juan Orlando Hernandez, was sentenced to 45 years in jail in the US.
For over a decade, Hernandez abused his positions in the Honduran government, including as president, to partner with and take millions of dollars of bribes from some of the world's most notorious drug traffickers. Hernandez and his co-conspirators helped push 500,000 kilograms of cocaine into the United States. That's 500 tons of cocaine.
In his trial, the US government provided a photograph, or what they claim is a photograph. What that photograph shows is Juan Orlando Hernandez posing with other men. And it appears these men are cocaine traffickers. Here's the key thing. This picture or photograph was allegedly taken at the 2010 FIFA Soccer World Cup, which was held in South Africa. Juan Orlando Hernandez appears to be of the impression, or he has alleged, that this isn't necessarily an authentic photograph. These traffickers he was photographed with, or in his case, if the photograph isn't real, he's purported to be photographed with, are cocaine traffickers who are alleged to have had ties to none other than El Chapo, the head of Mexico's Sinaloa cartel.
Hernandez is alleged to have received millions of dollars from multiple drug trafficking organizations, including from the former leader of the Sinaloa cartel, known as El Chapo.
It means the former head of state was in South Africa with cocaine traffickers linked to one of the world's greatest cocaine traffickers, who is now apparently sitting in jail. There are thriving drug trafficking ties between South Africa and Brazil. There have been several drug interceptions, most notably of cocaine, in both countries. On the 19th of July 2024, a man was intercepted as he arrived at OR Tambo International Airport. Police searched him and they alleged that they found a band of cocaine around him. This man was from Brazil and suggests that he allegedly is a drug mule. But that's not where it ends. Cocaine trafficking between South Africa and Brazil are not just limited to the sky or the air, as we know. We know that shipments of cocaine have landed here. Traffickers tend to prefer the port of Durban when it comes to South Africa, and there have been several interceptions there. On the 24th of June 2024, police in Paranagua, I'm not quite sure if I've pronounced that correctly, my apologies if I haven't, but that's in Brazil. They found a stash of cocaine hidden inside a container. So what happened was the traffickers broke open the container and they hid 2 suitcases inside it. Inside the suitcases were bricks of cocaine. According to Brazil's authorities, some of that cocaine was destined for South Africa. Here's the interesting thing. Daily Maverick spotted this. Before, interceptions in Brazil have shown cocaine packaged in boxes showing owls. That's this blue packaging with an owl's face on it. And some of the cocaine that was intercepted in Paranagua, again apologies, also depicts those owls, which suggests or implies that it could be the same grouping trying to push cocaine from Brazil into South Africa. Another major drug trafficking conduit from South Africa leads to Australia and vice versa. So on the 8th of July, a section of a case concluded in Australia, and that case gives us another idea of how traffickers or dealers are smuggling between the two countries. In that specific case, a man tried to appeal his conviction. Those court documents show that in 2019, April and May 2019, 2 packages were posted from Cape Town to Australia. Both those packages were x-rayed and cocaine was found in the second package. The man was convicted, he was sentenced to jail. He tried appealing, he hasn't managed to overturn his conviction. But this is just another example of how cocaine is being smuggled. In this case, it's the post. We've reported on other incidents where cocaine has been flown over to Australia in the cargo hold of a passenger plane. There's been another quite a bizarre incident of cocaine being stuffed into an excavator that was shipped over to Australia.
It's the largest cocaine seizure ever coordinated by police in the ACT. 380 kilograms of the drug, equating to around 1.9 million street deals to the tune of $144 million. The drugs were intercepted at a Port Botany cargo facility, hidden inside the boom arm of an excavator vehicle sent from South Africa, bound for Bungendore just outside of Canberra.
That from the outside, it didn't look like it'd been tampered with at all, so very professionally done.
While researching the conduit between South Africa and Australia as a journalist at Daily Maverick, I've picked up that motorcycle clubs or outlaw motorcycle clubs in Australia are likely linked to some of the cocaine ending up in South Africa and vice versa. There have also been some suspicions, and in one case, a confiscation that ties South Africa to the world's cocaine-producing capital, Colombia. In April 2024, police announced that they seized 15 million rands worth of cocaine on a vessel that traveled from Colombia. It was a ship that made its way from Colombia to Richards Bay in KwaZulu-Natal. They intercepted this cocaine. What does it tell us? We're not quite sure yet, but it looks like there are some connections. There's conduit between Colombia and South Africa. A kidnapping case was registered in the Cape Town suburb of Bishop Lavis. So parts of Bishop Lavis are known as 28's gang strongholds. I mention this because there may be a link to this kidnapping case and Colombian traffickers. Police have remained absolutely tight-lipped about this case, and understandably so. It's alleged that an individual or 2 people were kidnapped in Gauteng. These individuals are from Cape Town. Police have not confirmed this yet, but there are suspicions that this kidnapping that was registered in Cape Town, if it was indeed a legitimate kidnapping, may have links to Colombian cocaine traffickers. So South Africa is definitely part and parcel of the global drug trafficking trade.